Content warning. Echo can be emotionally intense experience and may not be for everyone. Echo contains themes of adult nature, including violence, torture, drug usage, and harsh language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, a little interruption here. The last part of this stream was corrupted, so we continued it the following day, and we were joined in by Arden Whitefur, who kept me company during the final parts of this story route. So, that's a little heads up for you guys. The walk to Leo's house is short, about only 15 minutes, but it feels like it takes much longer than that. Every tiny sound makes me jump, and I'm steeling myself for the moment when I see that creature again. Nothing is happening, though. No screaming, no gunshots. Aside from the crickets, the town is dead quiet. Still, we kept to the shadows, cutting through some backyards and sagebrush. Probably picking up a dozen spiders and ticks along the way, but who cares? It's funny, despite everything that's going on, spiders are the biggest thing that are on my mind as I push through the branches of foliage. Finally, the wolf's small house appears out of the dusty, dark night. Leo walks ahead of us with TJ. TJ asked to walk on his own halfway here, and now he's clinging to Leo's hand like he's a kid afraid of getting lost in the mall. I don't blame him. As we're walking up to the house, though, Leo stops. Cuds, Carls, and I crowded behind him. What is it? Leo puts a finger to his lips and points at the window at the side of his house. It's broken. Shit. Leo lets go of TJ's hand and makes a stay here motion with the others as he starts creeping towards the house. With the same difficulty and a few awkward sounds, Leo pulls his gun out from his wet pants. I scream internally at the thought of Leo going in alone, but he is the only one with the weapon now. Apparently, Kudzu lost it during the whole lake incident, which Leo is pretty pissed about. But, like, also his gun is waterlogged. That shit's gonna jam. Leo tries the door, then disappears inside, reaching out to make sure the screen door doesn't bang shut behind him. Then he was gone. We stand there in silence a moment, then Kudzu whispers, "Hey, let's stand back just in case." "Yeah, okay." Kudzu turns towards the road while I face towards Leo's house. Carl and TJ stand on either side of us. TJ hasn't said a word since Leo put him down. Ever since what happened at the lake, something in him snapped. Maybe we should just have gone up to my place. Carl gazes up sadly towards the mountains, his mansion somewhere hidden in the darkness. I don't know. If someone broke into Leo's place to steal stuff, they definitely want to do the same to your house. Going to town, Kudzu's probably right. Most of the people here resented Carl's family and the way their mansion looked over the whole town. Like they're taunting us, people would say. I keep my eyes on the house, trying to see through the black windows. Leo hasn't turned any lights on, of course, so I can't really see anything. Listening doesn't bring any clues either. So, what do you guys think that thing was? I don't know. I still think it was some kind of animal. It practically bent the car in half. I say it out the side of my mouth, away from TJ. Maybe we should go inside, probably safer in there, even if the burglar or whatever. Didn't the mayor say something about it? Like, that it only kills us if we're trying to leave? I glance back at Kudzu. Is that what she said, what she was talking about? Kudzu shakes its head and shrugs its shoulders. I really don't know, Chase. So we go back to waiting. I'm about to mention that maybe we should move closer to the house just in case when we hear a scream. It comes from inside Leo's house. It definitely doesn't sound like Leo. Carl squeaks next to me. Shit. I'm already running up the stairs through, and I hear the others following closely behind. I push through it. I'm almost running headlong into the bench where you're supposed to take off your shoes. Leo? I shouted just as I realized that's probably a bad idea. A moment passes where the only sound I can hear is heavy breathing of my friends behind me. Then, down here, turn on the lights. His voice comes from the hallway and it's calm. I move my paw along the wall before finding the light switch, revealing the kitchen. We move down the hallway towards Leo's room where I can see the light is on. Inside, I find Leo standing over his own bed. In the bed, I see someone else. A little polecat, disheveled in a tank top, looking like even more skeletal than usual. It's Clint, curled up in a little ball, cowering. Leo had his gun pointed at him. Wait, please, don't shoot me. I just needed a place to stay. Leo inches his gun lower. Then why aren't you at your own place? Cuds and Carl stand next to me while TJ stays in the doorway, gazing in at from the dim hallway. Leo raises his gun again, and I actually think he's about to shoot Clint. Clint raises his paw, whining. Leo, wait. He helped me find Chase. What? Leo glances at Kudso, then back at Clint. He came up to my door last night, told me he saw Chase in that trailer. I'm confused too, but I guess I never asked Kudso how exactly he was able to find me. My mind immediately flashes back when I saw Clint peering in at the trailer, asking Brian for drugs. I might not have found Chase if he hadn't told me. Clint nods enthusiastically to that, but Leo doesn't lower his gun. Wait, Leo, Clint hasn't done anything to hurt us since this started. Just, everyone's gone fucking crazy. Might as well get rid of him before he gets a chance to add it too. What? What are you doing, Leo? Leo's got a hardened look on his face that I don't recognize at all. Oh my god. Wait. I know how to get out of here, I think. Leo's stance falters, but only just a bit. What do you mean? That's why I'm here. Just get the gun off me for a second, I'll explain. Clint is twitchy and keeps scratching at his chest and arms. It comes off like he was able to find the drugs after all. Come on, Leo, it's all of us against him. He can't do anything to us. Leo keeps his gun up for a few seconds, then finally lowers it in a dismissive grunt. Alright, fine. How are we supposed to get out of here? Clint slowly pushes himself up to sit against the frame of Leo's bed, clearing his throat. Well, I think it might have something to do with the train yard. There's a moment of silence as we all wait for Clint to go on. He just stares back at us though. Well, stares at the gun and Leo's paws. Clint? Huh? Clint doesn't look at Kudso as his eyes remain fixated on the pistol. Leo, just put the gun down for a second. On the dresser behind you or something? Leo shakes his head. I'm not risking our lives again, Cud. Leo fixes Clint with a glare. The most I'm going to do is keep this gun off you, Clint. Clint flinches when Leo says his name. I look over and see Carl twisting his paws around in the pocket of his hoodie, his eyes wide. TJ, on the other hand, is standing in the hall, his eyes glinting softly in the dim light. For some reason, I get the feeling that he's looking at me. Tell us now. Leo's tone turns dark and I look over, half expecting him to have the gun up again. It's still pointed at the carpet, but I can practically see Leo's fingers twitching against the trigger guard. He looks almost excited. The Leo I know would never be eager to kill someone, even if that someone happens to be Clint. I hope that when this is over, if we get out of this somehow, Leo's able to get back to his old self. Clint's shaking so badly he can barely speak. Finally, Kuzo steps in between them. All right, Leo, if you want to keep that gun, that's fine. But can you at least step in the hallway? Maybe he'll be able to calm down enough. No. Kuzo stops short, but I see him set his jaw, drawing up his shoulders. Someone actually might have some found information to get us out of here, and all you want to do is scare him shirtless. I can see Leo puffing himself up too, and I don't like the look in his eyes. So I step forward and Kuzo's right, practically blocking Clint from Leo's line of sight. When I do, Leo's eyes snap to mine, the simmering snarl disappearing from his muzzle. Leo, come on. Otter, move out of the way. His tone is gentle, like I'm some kind of kid. No, Leo. You're acting weird right now. Just calm down for a second, okay? Leo frowns at me. Hey, I'm just trying to keep all of us safe. I see the wolf leaning his head to the side a little, like he's trying to keep an eye on Clint. Leo, let's go out in the hall. Kudso? I give the raccoon a sidelong glance. And handle him for a few minutes, okay? Kudso nods. I take a few cautious steps towards Leo. He's looking between me and Kudso now, and there's a different look on his face. One that I'm having trouble placing. I reach out and gently touch his arm. The muscles are hard, his biceps standing out thickly under his fur. Still, I gently push him towards the door. As I do, I feel him let go a little slack, and with a whole lot of relief on my part, he finally starts moving towards the hallway. Carl stopped gaping at the whole scene, suddenly seeming to snap out of it, and hurriedly moves out of the way into the hall. Leo is reluctant. Lee continues to shuffle down the hallway as I put an arm around his side, hugging him to me. He responds with the same gesture. We pass a solemn-looking TJ, his eyes following me as we move towards the kitchen. You okay, TJ? He doesn't say anything, instead just slowly following us into the kitchen. His fur is still all spiky and mussed up from the plunge in the lake. His clothes look uncomfortably damp. Oh my god. That gives me an idea. Why don't we all get our clothes into the dryer, then maybe we can have something to eat? There's a moment of silence, neither TJ nor Leo giving me any response. Carl gives a muffled cough, though. Actually, I could go for some food. About 20 minutes later, Carl, TJ, and I are sitting in the laundry room putting our clothes through the dryer. I can hear Leo in the kitchen frying something up in the stove. While I should be worried about not keeping an eye on him, he's calmed down considerably since we're in the bedroom. Also, the laundry room is between the kitchen and the bedroom, so it'd be pretty hard for him to get past without me seeing. So I keep a watch, leaning against the wall, staring out into the dark hallway. Carl sits on the dryer, vibrating along with it, while TJ sits on the floor, cross-legged, looking at nothing. Oh, he's so fluffy. He's so fluffy. Oh, this feels good on my ass, dude. What, the vibration? No, the heat. I was freezing and I didn't even realize it. Carl knocks his hooves against the side of the metal dryer. Hey, Tej, you want to join me up here? They're so fucking adorable looking. They're so fluffy. My goodness. You could just lean up against the side. You gotta be cold too. This time, TJ doesn't say anything and I finally look away from the hallway. TJ, are you okay? Do you want to talk? TJ looks up at me again with emotionless eyes. No. He says it quietly. It's almost like he didn't say anything at all. I hold his gaze for a while before looking away. Oh, don't worry about it, Teach. We're gonna be out of here in no time. Carl slides off the dryer, his damp underwear squeaking loudly against the metal as he claps the ground. He gives a few strategic tugs at his underwear to probably loosen the wedgie he just created. Then he sits down on the ground in front of Teach, cross-legged as well. TJ barely looks up at him, and I notice the links trembling slightly. Listen, back in my house, I was like stuck in this weird trap version of my house. Like there was no exit. TJ finally glances up at the ram. And well, I thought I was going to be stuck there forever, and I was panicking. It was like a nightmare that wouldn't end. But then, right when I was giving up, you guys woke me up. I mean, sure, I sort of woke up in another nightmare, but at least it's with you guys, huh? I hear him shifting, then the bedroom's door swings open fully, and Kuzo appears, slipping out and closing the door quietly behind him. The raccoon spots me and moves over to stand next to me, his ears perked. Hey. Hey. I see Kuzo's nose twitch in the air, looking towards the kitchen. Leo? He's cooking. So how'd it go? You were in there for a while. Kuzo leans against the wall of the hallway, looking back at the closed door. I don't know, really. Says something about a train going through here the past few days after everything started. Through the rail yard? That's what he says. Huh. That didn't make sense. That rail yard has been abandoned for the past at least 50 years? Are you sure he isn't just like the rest of us? The idea also seems strange to me, but I don't know much about trains. So, what if there is a train going through here? Are we just gonna jump onto it? That was his plan anyway. Sounds like fun. My mind jumped to Robert Smith and what exactly happened to him when he tried to hop a train. Even if we were able to get on the train, could that creature thing still get to us? It was able to knock the car into the lake, so I don't know how capable it is. So when does the train come? He's not sure. Said it seemed random. I sigh loudly. Then we all jump as the dryer finishes with a loud grating buzz. I shakingly rub my face, then move to open the dryer. Well, let's at least get our clothes back on. Then we can go into the kitchen and tell Leo what's going on. We all sit at a table eating quietly as Kutso tells Leo everything. The food still looks like some kind of vegetable stir fry. The first bite reminds me that I'm starving, and it's hard not to just try to shove all of that into my mouth at once. Carl, sitting across from me, does that, shove all the food in his mouth. That sounds like a load of bullshit. Kutsu shrugs. I don't know what else what else that is loud in my ear, and I did not expect that. Thank you for the care package. I don't know what
Even I
else
heard that.
to go on. Why else would he lie anyway? To buy himself more time. Kutsu closes his eyes for a second, breathing in deeply. Listen, Leo, there's no way he's going to try anything. He's scared out of his mind right now. Duke was scared. Didn't stop him from trying to kill us. It's probably worse that he's scared. Leo looks up the hallway towards the bedroom, and I'm starting to not like the look in his eyes again. In fact, I'm wondering why the fuck we left him in the room alone in the first fucking place. Leo starts to show his teeth. I reach out and rest on the wolf's arm again, feeling the tensing of his muscles underneath the fur. Hey, don't worry about it. But he jerks his arm away and suddenly turns on me. Why the hell are you on his side with this shit? You were with that fucking bear. You know what these crazies are doing. I wince internally at being reminded of the incidents. I try again, reaching out. Yeah, but Clint isn't Brian. You know he was pushed around by that bear too. Leo pulls his arm further away from me. He's looking back and forth between me and Kutsu again. What is this? You're both acting like I'm the crazy one. I mean, yeah. The wolf pushes his chair back from the table. I heard you whispering shit in the hallway. You've been saying things behind my back. Oh my god. Leo narrows his eyes at Kutsu. Whoa, dude, chill out. Why don't you keep eating, Carl? Leo shifts his gaze towards the bedroom again before abruptly standing up. I'm going to check on him. Leo. I start to stand up as well, but Kutsu is one step ahead of me. He moves to intercept the wolf with both hands out. Come on, Leo. But he doesn't get to finish. Instead, the wolf goes straight into him, grabbing one of his arms and punching at his face. Kutsu sees it coming and is able to duck, but he's not quite fast enough. Leo's knuckles glance off the raccoon's muzzle, knocking his head around. Leo keeps a hold of his arm and swings Kutsu around, away from the hallway and back into the kitchen. Kutsu takes the fall rather well, going into a sort of roll. He does end up banging against Carl's chair, but he comes up on one knee, panting and staring up at Leo. His nose is bleeding. What the fuck? I'm standing before I know it and moving around the table to stand at Kutsu's side. I look him over, trying to see if Leo had done him any serious damage before I look back at the wolf. What are you doing? Carl clumsily tries to help the raccoon up, his ears flat against his head. Leo breathes heavily, staring down at Kutsu before eyes flick to me. Get away from him. What? Get away from him. This time, there's a growing quality to his voice, and I see his fingers drift towards his belt. I do move away from Kutsu, but only just. I don't want either of us getting shot. Leo turns his attention to Kutsu. You, out! Kutsu stares at the wolf for only a moment before getting briskly to his feet. His breathing is so erratic, I'm wondering if he's going to have a panic attack. He gives me a single glance before hurrying out of the kitchen. I want to stop him, but in his way like he did Leo's, but the look on Leo's face right now has me frozen, and I can't do or say anything as I watch the raccoon's tail disappear. I hear the door swing open, then bang shut. I look back and almost jump as I see Leo's eyes are still on me, studying me. He stares a while longer before turning away and stopping loudly down the hall. Carl is frozen next to me, and TJ just sits there, his eyes down on his plate, food untouched, still numb. I have to force myself to walk forward, following Leo, terrified of what's about to happen. Leo, wait! My voice is too quiet, too soft for even the wolf to hear me. The door ahead of me swings open. There's a moment of silence, then Leo curses loudly, and I run to the door for him, looking inside, not sure what I'm about to find. What I find is nothing. No one's inside. The covers of the bed are thrown back, the window wide open. See, I told you! Leo's voice goes from an almost scream to a hushed whisper as he moves to the window, looking out into the night. He slides the window shut and then locks it. This is exactly what I was worried about. What? Inside, I'm relieved more than anything. For some reason, I'm positive that if Clint was still here, or if Leo had caught him in the act of trying to escape, I don't doubt he would have tried to shoot him. That stupid fucking raccoon thinking he knows what's best. Leo continues to peer out the window. His ears perk up. I know what the hell's best for us. Think he can just come in and tell everyone what to do? See what happens? I start to move back into the hallway towards the kitchen, but Leo suddenly whirls around on me. His frown turns into a sort of uncertain smile. Hey, Otter, are you okay? I don't say anything. I just stare at him. Otter? Vaguely, I can hear Carl clopping around uncertainly in the hallway, probably too afraid to get close. I try to speak, then wet my lips. Yeah? Leo's extends a paw. Come here. Did I scare you? I fidget with my paws. No. Well, come on then. Slowly, I move into the wolf's room. What the fuck is this psychopath? I know. Despite this,
guy has bipolar.
There's something more to this. This is horrifying. Because this is not how he acted in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, he was very obsessive, but like, not to this point. Despite my dragging feet, my mind is racing, trying to decide what the hell is going on and what the hell I'm going to do. Leo's lost it. There's no question about it. It's something that I've sort of known for the past day, ever since we found him in Duke's basement. And now it's getting worse. A lot worse. Still, I continue to move towards him like I'm in some kind of dream. Soon, he's got me wrapped up in his arms, and despite the warmth, despite the strength I feel in them, I don't feel good about it at all. I'm just scared. Chula. He breathed into my ear, sending shivers down my spine. I told you I'm going to protect you. I'm going to keep you safe. That's exactly what I'm going to do. He starts rocking me back and forth, shifting us around on his feet like we're doing some kind of half dance at prom.
Yeah, Derry.
Yeah, he's moved us around, so I'm looking at the door, and I can see Carl's horns, his eyes fearfully peering into the room. That raccoon? He wasn't good for you. Good for me? He helped me. Leo gives me a squeeze that almost knocks the breath from my lungs, and that cuts me off. Maybe not. I could see him acting strange, kind of like the others. The wolf continues to rock us back and forth as I continue to look over Leo's shoulder, seeing in Carl's eyes that this is definitely fucked up. I don't say anything else to Leo, worried about how he might take it if I kept trying to convince him that Kudso was only trying to help us. I'm going to get you all out of here, like I should have done from the beginning, okay? He gives me a little shake when I'm silent a little too long. Okay. And he keeps rocking me like that for what seems like hours, and we make another revelation. I can see that Carl's not there anymore. Then I hear something. Soft at first, then louder and louder. Leo stops dancing with me. I can make it out as a rhythmic, dull, metallic sound accompanied by a horn. A train? TJ and Carl are standing in the back door, staring out into the night. Leo pushes past them, ears perked as he tries to see through the darkness. The train sounds incredibly close, almost like it's only a feet away. Should we go to it, like Clint said? Leo pauses, his nose twitching before he waves his paw at us. You guys stay here. I'm going to have a look. Leo. And just like that, the wolf disappears into the night, leaving us behind. I'm going to drink water. My skin is vibrating. This only happens when I'm scared or embarrassed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Which is it? Scared or embarrassed?
More scared. And embarrassed that I had to read those lines in that manner.
You sure, Chula?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to ask DB what chula means. I don't know what it means. I know it's a term of endearment, but like I don't know. I stare out into the night. So, guess Clint wasn't shitting us after all, huh? Yeah. All I can think about right now, though, is Kutso. Did he hear the train right now? Was he on his way over there? I look to my right, towards Kutso's house, only a few hundred feet away. Quietly, I start stepping outside. Jace? Carl's voice behind me is timid, scared. I look back at him, able to make out the whites of his eyes in the darkness. DJ lurks behind him, staring at me as well, though more stoically. I'll be all right. I'll be right back. I just need to check on Kutso. Everything that Kutso's had done for me up to this point, saving me multiple times, making sure I'm doing okay, nursing me back to health. Hell, even helping me with my project before all this shit went down. I'm not going to abandon him. Just like with Leo when he was imprisoned by Duke, I feel like it's my responsibility. Only this time, the urge is even stronger. I have to make sure Kutso makes it out of here, like the rest of us. Carl, though, doesn't look so enthusiastic about that. I don't know if that's such a good idea. You saw Leo. Carl looks over my shoulder, and I do the same, worried that maybe the wolf was coming back. But all I see is darkness. I realize that Carl is just as afraid of the wolf as I am right now. I swear, I'm only going to be away for a few minutes. If Leo asks, tell him I don't know, just tell him I needed some air. Oh, this sounds like just an abusive relationship without the context of horror.
Straight up.
That won't. I don't wait for Carl to finish his sentence.
Yep.
My eyes slowly adjust, but it's too dark to really see any more than 5 feet. The amount of stars overhead is almost dazzling, but it's not enough light to help me see. In fact, it's almost disorienting. The way the bright powder look of the sky clashes with the black horizon of the mountains. Focusing on it too much makes my stomach turn, and I turn my eyes down, trying to focus on the barely visible ground in whack until my face slams right into something big, hard, and full of twigs. Jesus fucking god damn it! I shout, whisper into my paws, covering my nose, afraid for a second that maybe I ran one of them into my eyes. So, oh my god, I had that happen to me by accident. Like, it didn't stab me in the eye, but it went close enough that it felt like that, and that's a horrible pain. Like, oh my god. A quick but shaky examination with my fingers puts that fear at ease, though now I feel like my muzzle has gone flat into my face. Yes, Arden is coming from the heavens right now, comforting me as I'm going through this. You could join me too, but like you could join me too if you want, Pixel. But like I'm gonna be dead focused on this. That jolt had me feeling all the aches of my past 2 incidents with cars. I stand there in the dark for a moment, gathering my senses. It's almost completely silent now. The train, if it was a train, has passed us by at this point. The metallic clanks and rushing sounds is far behind me. Standing in the silence, though, it's starting to give me second thoughts. I'm pretty sure there aren't trees between Leo and Kutso's house. What did I walk into? Did I get off track somehow? Something cracks a little ways ahead of me, and I freeze up, my ears twitching. I listen hard, trying to hear anything above the crickets. Okay, yeah, this is really fucking stupid. I remember that I'm not all that far away from Leo's house, and look back at the yellow squares at the windows in the distance. I should probably go back to reorient myself and try to get to Kutso's house again. As I'm turning around, though, another crack behind me, followed by a muffled voice. Shit! I freeze at the voice. I open my mouth to try and quietly call out, but stop myself. I can't be sure, but it sounded like Kutso, albeit muffled and low-pitched. I decide to wait a little longer, with one foot pointed towards Leo's house. And then, this time the sound was right next to me, and I jump in the air. I make a run for the house and immediately trip over several rocks. God damn it! Going face first into the frickin' ground. I'm scrambling at the ground with my paws and feet when I hear the voice again. Whoa! Whoa, Chase! I slump back into the ground in relief. Oh my god, Kutso, what the hell are you doing? I feel like the raccoon's paw feel over me, then pull me back to my feet. I heard the train, then I saw someone. Are you okay? From that faint light of the stars, I can make out Kutsu's ear and the tip of his muzzle.